So I was in Iraq in 2004. I was a platoon sergeant in an Army Reserve unit. The transportation company is what I was in, and we hauled fuel tankers. And so on one convoy, we're driving back in southern Iraq, and I'm towards the back of the convoy, keeping an eye on the other 20 trucks in front of me. And one of the vehicles, a few trucks up, all of a sudden starts swerving erratically on the road, and there were no shots fired or anything like that, so I didn't know what was going on. And swerving, and then it jerks over to the side of the road, and they slam on their brakes, and the driver and co-driver jump out and run around, and so we pull our truck over, get up behind them, and right about as we stop, they climb back into the truck and drive on. And when we got to our next rest stop, I went up and talked to him. I said, "Hey, what was going on in there? How come you guys pulled over? You know, is everything okay? Having some mechanical issues or what?" And the driver, Sergeant Redmond, was saying as he was driving in his truck, he saw on the side of the dashboard, on the inside of the dashboard, a camel spider. And anyone who's seen a camel spider or pictures of them know that they're hideous. And they, you know, the smaller ones, they average about the size of a silver dollar, and they're very aggressive, and they're hideous and mean and fast. And this one was running across the dashboard. Well, it jumped on the steering wheel and started running around the steering wheel, and he just as a reaction let his hands go. So that's when the truck was starting to swerve around, and he's patting at, trying to hit it and knock it off, and it jumps up the side and runs up the inside of the cabin up on the ceiling above his head. And so he starts hitting at it to try and kill it and get it away from his head, and it falls in his lap, and he's you know, flipping at it, trying to get it. And that was when they slammed on the brakes and pulled over, and then when they realized that, you know, it wasn't on them, and they got back in, they found that they had killed it in the cab of the truck, and so they were pretty relieved. And you know, anyone who's seen footage or anything like that of these camel spiders know that they're hideous. And anyone that's been over to the Middle East and seen these things can certainly relate to that fear. But at the time, he was pretty scared about it, and the co-driver, she was pretty scared too. But in hindsight, it's pretty funny.